Good morning. I have my microphone on me today, so hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. I'm being quiet because Addie is still sleeping. It is Tuesday, May 12th. That's the date. It's not Monday, because Perry ended up taking the day off on Monday, so we were doing our own thing. But today's Tuesday. It is like 8:30 in the morning, I think, and Addie is still asleep. Can you even believe it? She, unfortunately, is sick. She has not been feeling good, so I think that's why, a big part of why she's sleeping so much. So she is asleep, and hopefully stays asleep through the duration of this video. But I have lots to show you, lots to talk about. Hopefully it won't take me 10 million years though, so we'll see. But welcome back to another vlog. Excuse me. Yeah, poor baby. She's been like just a snot factory, like just all day, and coughing a lot, and just, oh, my poor baby. Sleeping a lot. On Saturday she took like a 3-hour nap. Just has not been feeling great, poor girl. And we've put her through the friggin' ringer this weekend. I feel so bad. So, and I have to get her out of the house again today too. So I'm like, the rest of the week is going to be very chill because she needs to rest and recover. But we had a good long weekend. It was Mother's Day weekend. My very first ever Mother's Day. So that was really cool. Perry was very sweet and made it very special. So I thought that was really nice. Saturday we did almost nothing, which was fantastic. And Addie napped a lot, which was also fantastic. And then on Sunday was Mother's Day, and so he was like, what do you want to do today? Your choice. And I have a hard time making decisions, but I made a decision. He bought me flowers, and he bought me, what is it? Here it is, this candle. He always gets me these like funny little candles. I have like a collection of them now. This was my Mother's Day candle. Only the best dog moms get promoted to human moms. Yeah, come on. I thought that was really cute. So that's sitting over here. So he got me that, and he got me flowers, and he got up with Addie and did the whole thing. And then was like, what do you want to do today? And we had plans to go to dinner with my mom and my stepdad. But I had the rest of the day. And so I was like, I don't know. I just want to be outside. I don't know. Because it was beautiful here. It was like 65 or 70 and like sunny. So it felt really nice. Not too hot, not cold. Really, really beautiful out. And so I was like, I just want to be outside. I don't fucking know. And so I was like, what if we went to, because I grew up in Evergreen, here in Colorado. Mostly. I mean, I lived there from the time I was like 5 until I was 10. And so that's what I consider my like childhood home area. And then my parents got divorced when I was 10, and we moved like every year after that until I was like 14. And then thankfully was able to stay in the same high school for all 4 years. Because by the time I got to high school, I had grabbed both of my parents by the collar of their shirts and said, if you fucking move one more time, I'm going to lose my shit. So I don't really have like a childhood home. Like Perry has lived, his parents still live in the house that he grew up in. That they moved into that house when Perry was 2, I think, and they still live there. So he has a childhood home. I never had anything like that. We moved around too much. Even when we weren't moving schools, we were moving houses. So, but there's a house in Evergreen that I consider my childhood home. We lived there for like 4 years, I think. And yeah, so most of my childhood memories are anchored around Evergreen. So I grew up in Evergreen, and I have a favorite restaurant there, if you know the area. It's called Coal Mine Dragon. It's a Chinese restaurant. And we went there a ton when I was a kid. So much so that the waitresses like knew our names and whatever, and then recognized us for years to come. And just really good Chinese food, and brings back a lot of childhood memories to me. And that restaurant is basically on Evergreen Lake. So a nice big lake that has a walking path around it. And so I was like, how about we go to Evergreen? We go to Coal Mine Dragon and we walk around the lake, and then I'll take you to see my childhood house because he'd never seen it. And then we'll go to dinner with my parents. And so that's what we did. It was really nice. The shitty part was that Addie did not nap like the whole day. I don't know why. It was an hour ride from our house to Evergreen. And I was certain she was going to nap on that ride, and just didn't. Just cried instead. And so she woke up at like 9 a.m. and didn't nap again until like 3 p.m. I was like, girl, why? Like, oh my God. So we had to hold her for most of lunch because she was just not a happy camper. And then we did a walk around the lake, and she really liked that. She likes to be in her stroller and go for a walk, and so she liked that, thankfully. And then fell asleep on the car ride, thank God. So yeah, that was really nice. We did lunch, we walked around the lake, and then I took him to my childhood home, which has changed a lot. So that was cool to see. And then we stopped on the way. We had some time to kill before dinner. So we stopped on the way and got some more like little shrub trees for our backyard. They're called emerald greens. Got a couple of those. And then we got to dinner. And literally as we're on our way to the restaurant, we met at a restaurant called Cuba Cuba. It's like our Mother's Day tradition. Really good Cuban food. We do it every year. And so we're on our way to the restaurant, and my mom texts me and is like, so what time do you want to meet for dinner? And I'm like, what? We had literally texted like the day before about when to meet there. And she said that they were going to be very busy and they don't do reservations and they whatever, and they open right at 5. And so they said like, get there as early as you can. And so mom said, yeah, 5 would probably be safest. But maybe they can seat us later. And I took that as we meet there at 5 o'clock and hopefully they'll serve us food later or whatever. You know, I don't know, maybe we would just do drinks or something. And then she took that as a tentative, I need to decide when we meet there. So I'm like, girl, we're on our way to the restaurant right now. I thought you said 5. And she went, not me. We're gonna throw on some clothes really quick and we're a half an hour away and we'll just run there. I was like, okay. So we get there and we're like, oh, well, we'll get a table right when they open, and so we don't have to worry about that. We walk up to the front door at 5:03. They opened at 5 and there was already a line at the front door. And we're like, oh my God. Because they used to have multiple locations around our area. There's only one now. This one. And it's in downtown Denver. And so we were like, we show up, we stand in line when there's a line at 5:03, and we get to the front of the line and we're like, okay, there's 4 of us. And he says, is all of your party here? And I said, well, they'll be here in 5 minutes. And he said, okay, well, you guys just stand right there, and once they're here, we'll seat you immediately. I'm like, oh my God, they won't seat us until they're here. As we're standing at the front door, we're seeing people filing in, getting seated, the line's getting longer, whatever. Perry's sitting there like, how far away are they? Like, because we're not going to have a table by the time they get here. He was highly annoyed by the whole thing. And so they come running in, and we're like, okay, they're here. And we get seated, and there's like 2 or 3 tables left in the restaurant. We were like, oh my God, that was close. I texted my mom and I'm like, they won't seat us until you're all here. Like, fucking hurry. And there's a line out the door. But we got in, we got a table, all was good. she's okay for now. Yeah, so really good. I had a Cuban sandwich, 10 out of 10. Really good dinner. And then came home and just sort of like hung out for the rest of the afternoon. And then yesterday, Monday, it was like 90 degrees here. So we went, which is crazy because if you remember in my last vlog, it was like snowing on like Wednesday. So but it was like 90 degrees yesterday, so we went to the lake. Perry and I have 2 jet skis. I have like a wave runner that you sit on, and he has like a stand-up jet ski. And one of our friends just got a jet ski. And so he brought his jet ski, we brought our jet skis, and we had fun around the lake. So that was fun. We got to hang out with him. His wife, he has a wife and 2 young kids, one of which is their daughter is only 4 months younger than Addie, which is really cool. But she was working, and she works at like a daycare school, and so the kids were with her, so it was just him. So he came with us to the lake, and that was really fun. We spent most of the afternoon there. So that was a really good time. And I did some stitching and stuff on Saturday, and that's what I have to show you now. Because now it's Tuesday. I'm going to my mom's today, because she's going out of town on Wednesday. And so we're doing our little get together today, and it works out really well because I have an interview today. Hallelujah, am I right? It's just a phone call, which is nice. I don't have to be on a Zoom call. And I'm really excited because I haven't had an interview in a long time. I don't know why. And so I'm excited to have another interview, and it seems like a good job. So I'm like, all right, please, let's get this one. Please. Well, and I got really lucky too because she messaged me. I applied to the job on LinkedIn, and she messaged me on LinkedIn. And I don't have my notifications turned on for LinkedIn because I would get 1,000 notifications and I don't care. So usually I'm looking out for emails. I want them to email me. She did not. She messaged me on LinkedIn. And you get an email when you get a message on LinkedIn, but those get filtered into like my promotions folder on Gmail. So I don't like ever see them because most of the... Oh no, Addie's waking up. I might have to pause this and go tend to her if she gets frustrated. What time is it? Come on, computer. Good morning. 9 o'clock, my girl. Yeah, she's waking up. I'll have to go get her in a minute or so. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I wouldn't have known if I didn't like see just like a glimpse of the promotions folder that said that somebody sent me a message, and I went, oh, that's probably scam, but I'll check it. And it was this company asking for an interview, and I was like, oh my god, I almost fucking missed it. Like, Jesus Christ. So maybe that's like a sign, like it was meant to be. We'll see. I don't know. So that's today at noon. So I'm going over there, and my mom's going to watch her while I'm doing the phone call. Yeah, so that'll be good. And then we're home for the rest of the week, thank God, because poor baby girl. But I do want to show you, I have multiple stitching things to show you while Addie is waking up because she's rolling all over the place right now. So I did, number one, you saw that I finished Ye Honk Saloon last week, and I got the frame in and I framed it. And it turned out so good. Sorry for the glare, I'm trying. You can see yourself. Hi. Do this way? Against my computer? I don't know. You can kind of see it, can't you? Doesn't it look so good? I got this just sort of like, I don't know, it has this like texture-y stuff to it. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, I think it looks so good on this fabric. Fits perfectly. I think this is like a 7x9. No, I don't fucking know what size this frame is. Never mind. Didn't it turn out so good? This pattern is this project is far from perfect. I've made 800,000 mistakes while working on this, but You can't even tell because it looks so good. So yeah, I think I'm going to hang that like right there where I'm pointing on the wall. But I wanted to show you, so I haven't hung it yet. And then you can see my redneck way of framing things. Yeah, I put it in here and then I cut off all the excess fabric because you ain't ever gonna see the back anyway. Yeah. And then I didn't finish it on Friday, but I did finish it on Saturday. Oh, let's go. This is my cross stitch pattern. I designed this. So it is available on my Etsy shop if you want to purchase it. I finalized the pattern. This, I called it Floral Cowgirl Boots, I think. Yeah, didn't it turn out so good? I have my Etsy shop link down below if you want to, that has this listed if you want to get it yourself. But didn't it turn out so fucking good? This is stitched in 15 DMC colors on a 14 count Aida. This is 14 count Aida Sand by Charles Crafts, or DMC. It's the printed Aida, which I think was perfect for this because it has some, you can't see it very well on the camera, but it has some oranges and some pinks and yellows and all that good stuff. But it's all very like muted, so you can't. But look at it. It needs to be ironed so bad, so ignore it. And I do have, I just haven't gotten a chance to yet because we've been so busy, but I do have a frame for it. So it's going to hang this way. Like this. Like this. See what I mean? Yeah, I thought this turned out so friggin' good. So I finished this on Saturday, and then Addie's babbling, but she's not mad yet. So I'm gonna just let her babble. I thought this turned out so freaking good. I'm so proud of this. I can't wait to hang it on my wall. Once I get it framed, I'm gonna take pictures of it for the Etsy listing. But yeah, I just love this thing. So I'm really excited to get that framed. So I finished it on Saturday. Really excited about that. So that turned out really good. And then then we have a new start. So we've got a fully finished object, a finish, and then a new start. I started Nora Corbett's Sea Flora. Yeah, so there's all the floss for it. No, I'm not. I was like, oh my God, what floss am I missing? I'm not. That's all of it. Look at all the blues and purples, and look at that orange. Oh my God. So, and I'm stitching it on not the called for fabric. Here's my little start. This is just like in the center of her body. There are beads all over this goddamn thing. There is not a piece of this pattern that doesn't have beads on it except her skin. So there are already beads in there if you can see them. This is not the called for fabric. It's called for on like a water lily linen that's like a really, really light green. No, this is Zephyr by, holy shit, Picture This Plus maybe? That's gonna drive me fucking crazy. Hang on. Give me a second. I know it's called Zephyr. I know it's a 32 count. It's a linen. I know it's called Zephyr. That's all I got. 1, 2, 3, stitch. Order history. Jesus, I'm sorry. It's a Belfast. Picture This Plus. I was right. Yeah. So 32 count Zephyr Belfast linen by Picture This Plus. So it's like this modelly blue. You can actually see it really well. Yeah, I think that's going to look so much better than the light green that they called for. And I have it on scroll frames because beads. These are also, I just got these really cheap from 123 Stitch. I really am not a fan of scroll frames, and I had to cut my fabric to fit, which is why this looks jank as hell. I'm really not a fan of scroll frames. I like how tight Q snaps are. Like, this isn't bad, but you can see all of the movement. It's not like drum tight, which is how I like it. And I just find them hard to maneuver and hard to like get the fabric on there, and it's just a pain in the butt. Did Addie literally go back to sleep? She's mumbling very quietly. Sweet girl. So it's like, I don't love, but it's like you have to with the beads, because I sure as shit ain't stitching in hand. So, yeah, so I don't necessarily like scroll frames, but they do the job for this. So that's my little start. This is, yeah. And unfortunately, I need more needle minders. I used to do, when I was stitching before, I did a lot of like Halloween stuff. So I have a lot of like Halloween themed cover minders and now I don't like stitch a lot of Halloween stuff anymore. So I have this nice little witchy cat cover minder that does not go with this at all, but you know what? Fuck it. He's still cute. You know what I mean? So whatever. But yeah, that's what I'm currently working on. So that didn't take nearly as long to go through as I thought. I think I'm going to end this here and get this uploaded and tend to Addie once she decides she's ready and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. That's it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, Wednesday. Good morning. It is Wednesday. Oh, my drawer's still open. The 13th. Wednesday the 13th. It is, I'm thinking. I want to say it's like 10 a.m. Yeah, that's about right. I am so ready to have a day where I don't have to leave this fucking house. Oh, I've been working remote for ever. Other than like jobs I had in college and high school and whatever, I've always worked remote. And so I've gotten very used, that's probably been the past 5 years. I've gotten very used to not leaving this house, and I like it that way. What is going on here? And so I have now had to leave the house for 4 days in a row. No, I'm sick of it. I am ready for a day where I don't have to leave this house. I was not expecting to have to leave this house today, but I have to leave this house today. So, yesterday was good. Went to my mom's. These curls need to calm the fuck down a little bit. I just curled my hair. And they need to calm the fuck down. Let me move. Here's what we're gonna do. Right there. Yesterday I went to my mom's. That was good. They're going out of town today. My, cousin? It's my, cousin. Step cousin, technically, but whatever. She's graduating college this weekend, and she goes to school in Arizona. And so my parents are going to Arizona to her graduation. So they're leaving today. And so I went to my mom's house yesterday to see her before they left, and so she could hang out with Addie and all that good stuff. And I ended up having an interview yesterday. I think I mentioned that in this video. It went really good. I'm like, come on, let's get this fucking job. It's not a raise from what I was making at my last job. It's right at about the same, but at this point I'll fucking take it. You know what I mean? Like, as long as it's not a pay decrease, like, I'll take it. So, I talked to the HR lady yesterday, and I need to prop this up so I can see Addie better. There we go. Addie's sleeping. She's taking her first nap of the day. Poor baby is still sick, and I think I might need to reach out to her doctor or something, because she's not drinking as much, and so she's not having as many wet diapers. She's still drinking a fair amount and having a fair amount of wet diaper, but just not as much. And so I'm like, do I need to do something about that? And poor baby is coughing like crazy. She kept us up all last night coughing. It didn't wake her up, but it woke us up. Anywho, interview yesterday. Met with the HR lady. She was really nice, and had just she mentioned just like a really good overview of the company, that she was like, honestly, I don't know much about the role specifically, so you'll have to ask them when you talk to the marketing people. Dry shampoo in my hair. But she was like, but I can tell you about the company, about the overview, that she's like, she said there are 17 people that work there. It's total. So it's a very small company. Not as small as my last employer, but small. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so it's basically a like marketing consulting firm that works specifically with manufacturers of medical devices. So like very, very niche. She even said in the interview, she's like, we've never expected anybody to come in with like previous experience in this because it's such a niche market. And I was like, yeah, that's probably fair. So, but yeah, she was like, no, we're, a small, tight-knit company. And we like people to be happy, so they want to stay. And so she's like, we do a couple of get-togethers a year where we'll fly. It was based out of Ohio, and now they have everybody remote all across the country. They were like, yeah, we fly people out like twice a year for get-togethers, and we do like monthly Zoom happy hours, which I bet I'm gonna hate those, but whatever. And she's like, and our CEO really wants to keep people happy, so we have good salary, good benefits, all that good stuff. I'm like, okay. And she was like, yeah, and it's she's like, it's just we're very chill. It's not micromanagey. It's not anything like that. She's like, it's a full base salary, and then you get a raise and a bonus every year. So all of that sounded great. Fully covered medical, dental, vision, 401k, all sorts of stuff I've never had before. At my last employer, it was just her. It was just her and I. So we didn't have health insurance, 401k, nothing like that. So I've never had anything like that before, so that'll be interesting. But it's health insurance, whatever, fully paid for by the company, which is really cool. And she's like, and there's about between holidays and they take the last 2 weeks off every year for Christmas and New Year's, which I thought was awesome. And you get like 3 weeks paid vacation and whatever. So she's like, altogether, it's about 7 weeks off a year. And I was like, sounds good to me. But yeah, just all around seemed like a good company. I'm excited to hear more about the role itself. She says it's less so like what she sort of described as fluff marketing, I believe what she meant by that was like social media and things like that, where you're trying to like reach the public eye, because we're not trying to reach the public eye. Where it's much more about like making relationships and internal technical marketing and things like that. And I was like, that's fine with me. That's actually what I prefer. So I'm very interested in the job. And so she was like, okay, well, she's like, if you're interested, I'll set up a second interview. And I was like, very interested. So she was like, amazing. And then like a couple hours later, she was like, just send me like some times you're available. And I was like, basically anytime is what I sent her. Like, okay, this from here until Friday next week, and then all of next week, or here and Friday this week, and then all of next week, and basically whenever. And so she messaged back a couple hours later and said, okay, you'll be meeting with these 4 people tomorrow. I was like, oh, tomorrow. Lovely. It is an hour-long interview, yeesh. And the first half an hour, I meet with like the marketing hiring manager, and then the like director of marketing support, which is the branch I would be a part of. And then the second half an hour is the marketing manager, who would be my direct supervisor, and then the like director of the creative department. Like, holy crap. Okay. I'm sort of hoping that I mean, it would be nice if this was the final interview, but I could see, because it's such a small company, the next interview being with the CEO, but we'll see. Hopefully it's not fucking 5 round of interview for a job I don't get again. That would suck. But it's like, so it's kind of like, oh my God, I have to meet 4 people and it's all in an hour, like an hour long fucking Zoom call, like Jesus Christ. But it's also kind of nice to knock it all out in one and not have like 2 to 4 separate interviews. So that's why I have to leave the house again today. The shitty part is I was sitting there with Mom yesterday and I was like, of course you're going out of town tomorrow. What am I going to do with Addie? So, because I'm like, I've never had an interview that went longer than like a half an hour. And so I was like, I usually am okay, like, to put her down for a nap or, you know, put her in a different room or whatever. And she's usually okay. But a full hour makes me nervous. And you're going to be out of town, so you can't watch her, because that's what she watched her while I did my interview yesterday. And she was like, yeah, we're going to be out of town. Addie is stirring. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Put your little head down. Put your tiny little head down. She's only been asleep for like 30 minutes. Put your little head down. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was like, fuck me. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to like really strategically time her naps so that she's going down right before the interview starts. I'm going to put her in the pack and play in Perry and I's room and then sit in my office. They're on complete opposite ends of the house. So even if she did wake up crying, I wouldn't hear her, which sucks, but what else am I going to do? And I was like, I'm just going to have to like pray that she sleeps for an hour. Like, she probably will, but like sometimes she wakes up after a half an hour. And can you imagine if she spent a half an hour screaming? I would like lose my shit. I would cry. She was like, well, what if I ask my friend Sharon if she wants to spend time with Addie tomorrow? And I was like, beautiful idea. Sharon has, I've obviously known Sharon. Sharon has met Addie and has spent time with Addie, not by herself, but has met Addie. She's also retired, like my mom. So I was like, if she would be willing, she was like, what if because she lives like 5 minutes from my mom. She was like, what if you meet her here and she'll watch Addie? And we'll see if she's interested in that. And I was like, that would be amazing. And so she texted her and said, are you interested in an hour of baby snuggles tomorrow? And she said, fuck yeah. So I was like, oh, good. Thank you. So she's going to watch Addie. They're going to go on a walk, apparently, while I'm in the interview today. I'm very grateful and excited for that, because I'm like, that just gives me one less thing to worry about, like worrying if she's awake in the other room and just, you know, but it does mean I have to leave the house today, which I'm not excited about. So, but I am excited about this job. So I'm like, please let this be the one, please. I've been job hunting for about 4 months now. I'm over it. Let this be the one that I get. Well, and my stepdad was like, I told him they scheduled the next interview for tomorrow. And he was like, holy crap. Like, that's a really good sign, actually, that they scheduled it that quickly. That he's like, it's a good sign that they like you, that they're like, all right, let's get this going. I hope I don't. I'm always good at the HR meetings. That like I'm a very personable person. As much as I'm an introvert, I'm good at talking to people. And so it's like, I can always do well with like the HR ladies. It's when we get into the more like technical stuff that I get nervous, where it's like specific questions about how you would handle XYZ. It just makes me nervous. But hopefully it's nothing too crazy. And then like you get the classic questions in the bigger interviews, like, what's your biggest weakness? And that, like, I just hate it. I hate interviewing. And I'm ready to be done. So I'm hoping this is my last set of interviews and I'll get this job. So everybody cross your fucking fingers and toes and anything that you can cross, please, because I need a fucking job. I told Perry, I was like, I'm not necessarily excited to work again. I'm very happy not working. I'm very happy just hanging out and stitching and taking care of Addie and all of that. I love it. I've been out of work for almost a year now, and I haven't gotten bored. But I do miss having money, so need a job. But yeah, so that's today. Everybody wish me luck. Everybody cross your fingers and toes. Let me get this fucking job. That's all I have to say. So because I was out of the house all day yesterday, I didn't really get a lot of stitching done. I did do a little bit last night, which I'll show you. And then I still haven't framed this bad boy. My pattern. Still haven't framed him. But I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll do that today when I get back from the interview. I bet you $1 million I'm going to just want to stitch. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow. It sucks because it's Wednesday. Usually I try to clean the house at the beginning of the week. It's Wednesday and I haven't been able to clean the house yet. And I'm not going to want to do it Thursday or Friday. So that might be waiting until Monday. But yeah, I'll show you the little progress I did. To me, I actually did quite a bit, but to me it feels like little because I've been used to having a lot more stitching time. Finished this row, so this is like her body, mermaid body, and then like she has a cape coming off of her, and that's what this is. So I finished this row and then went down into the second row, and I'm just finishing up her body, and then I'm about to go into the cape. So I'm working middle down and then to the top. That's how I did Ophelia's Pearl also, which is sitting over there. And I liked doing it that way. You do their face last. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work down to the tail and then go up. Yeah, I think it's looking really good. I'm really curious to see how that really, really light blue color looks against this light blue fabric because it's very similar. But it should still be fine overall. And I think it looks really good on this fabric. The purples and stuff. Oh yeah, looks so good. So I'm excited about that. I am hoping for a lot more stitching time for the rest of this week because my God. But I think that's about it for today. I'm going to go get some stitching done so that I can just relax for a little bit before I have to go run and do this interview. Every day that I have an interview, I'm like, God, I just can't wait till it's over and I get to just like relax and just wait for the email to come in. Like oh yeah. So yeah, that's it for today. Everybody cross your fingers and toes and ankles and everything. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning. I'm going to try to keep this a little bit quick and concise because I have a baby on the floor who is overdue for a nap, but I'll tell you why I'm having to keep her up. It is Thursday, May 14th, I think. It's about 9 a.m. I had my interview yesterday. It went really good. It was really nice. One of my mom's friends took Addie on a walk while I was in the interview, since my parents are out of town. So that worked really well. They weren't able to watch her. But that was very helpful. So that interview went really well. I met with 4 different people, 2 in the first half hour, 2 in the second half hour. One of which is my direct supervisor, and then my boss's boss, and then some other people from other departments, all sorts of crap. And I really just liked all of them, and they all there were multiple of them that said this is the best job that I've ever had, best company I've ever worked for. And so it's like that, it then felt like, okay, maybe that wasn't just like bullshit, like maybe you actually mean it. But yeah, the job sounds interesting. It's different than anything I've ever done before since it's more of like a consultancy than an agency. You're not like making emails and social media posts and things like I used to do. It's very different, but there's a lot of room for growth in the company, and the way they handle themselves is really good, and they really pride themselves on keeping their employees happy and have a lot of programs in place to make that happen. PTO and bonuses and all sorts of good stuff. So I really like it. So I'm definitely intrigued. And And it's like, it's sort of, the job sounds like it could be interesting, and it's hard to beat like the culture that they have set up. The people that are there, everybody that I met was just funny and fantastic, and it was all very chill, and they all talked about how they loved the flexibility of the job, and so it might be easier for me to do it with Addie at home. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. Because until I see somebody else with a baby working from home, I'm not going to mention that I have a baby working from home. So, you know, but yeah, so that went really good. An hour-long interview, which was a lot, but then, it really, like, we were just like joking and laughing the whole time and talking, and it was very conversational. There was nothing super stressful about it. And so it felt like it kind of flew by. I just curled my hair, so it's figuring its life out a little bit. But then, yeah, I was like, okay, well, that went really well. Like, I hope, you know, and Addie was taken care of, so I didn't have to worry about her. And I was like, okay, well, I hope I, you know, hear back from them. They said they'd be in touch. So literally 20 minutes after the interview, I get an email from the HR person that says, are you available for a second interview tomorrow? And I'm like, sure. Like, why not? Oh, somebody's just going to work. Never mind. I was like, who is walking around in a vest? It looks like somebody's just going to work. Anywho, yeah, I was like, why not? She said, the team really loved meeting with you. Are you available for a second round of interviews tomorrow? Sure. I was like, okay, well, hopefully this won't be as long, and I can just do strategic naps, because my parents are going to be out of town until like Wednesday. So, and I already took in my favor from my mom's friend. So I'm on my own. And mom was like, is there anybody in your neighborhood that you could? I was like, no, they're all working in the middle of the day. Like, so I was like, I'm going to just try to do strategic naps and see what we can do, so that hopefully she sleeps through it. And, so they emailed me back and said, okay, so your interview will be at 10:30 in the morning tomorrow, and it's another hour-long interview. The first half an hour, you'll meet with these two people, and the second half an hour, you'll meet with one person. It's like, shit! Like a half an hour is no big deal. I can put her down for a nap right before it. She's never taken a nap shorter than a half an hour, so she could make it through that, and that would be totally fine. An hour-long interview, I am absolutely terrified that she is going to wake up after a half an hour and then scream for the remaining half an hour. So I don't know. So it's like, and I'm really hoping that, because if you remember, I think I talked about this on the channel. I was in the running for a job. I went through 5 rounds of interviews and then didn't get the job. And so I am just crossing my fingers that that's not the case here. It is a really small team. There's only 17 of them total in the company. And so I get that it's like, okay, I'm meeting with the director of each department because we all commingled together, and I'm meeting with some of the other people on the team and whatever. I'm like, maybe I could see there being one more interview after this one with the CEO, because it's a small enough company that the CEO will probably want to meet everybody. But then that really should be it. Like, that, we really need to like stop it there, because if there's 4th, 5th, 6th rounds of interviews, I'm going to lose my shit. But they said for the most part that it's like, you know, we can teach skills, we can whatever, like you'll learn, because this is such a niche market that like we don't expect anybody to come in with direct experience, and so we'll teach you what you need to know. But we're really looking for a good fit, somebody that's going to fit in really well with our team. Our culture is really important, so we're looking for somebody who's going to fit in well with our team, and that we will be a good fit for you, because we want people who are going to stay here for a long time. And I said, I want to get a job and stay there forever. Like, that's my dream. Never having to job hunt ever again would be friggin' fantastic. Stay there until I retire, totally fine with me. Anywho, so I was like, okay, so she needs to go, I need to be like putting her to bed at like 10, just in case it takes a while to get her down. and so that it's good to go by 10:30, and then just cross my fucking fingers that she sleeps for like an hour and a half. So I was like, okay, hopefully she'll wake up tomorrow morning at 8:30, because she usually has an hour and a half wake window in the morning. So hopefully she wakes up at 8:30. I'll put her to bed at 10. Everything will be okay. She woke up at 7:30 this morning. I'm like, shit! Already you're screwing with my plan. So I'm like, that's a 2.5 hour wake window first thing in the morning. Oh no. Like, because I'm just having to push it back. There's not enough time for like another little nap in between or anything like that. So I'm just having to push back her first wake window and then just cross my fucking fingers that she sleeps, because I literally have to I'm going to put her in her room and I'm going to do the interview from my bedroom. I would really like to do it from my office, but if she wakes up crying, you're going to hear her in the video. And so you guys have heard her crying in her room on these videos. But if we're in our bedroom, there's enough like walls and stuff between those rooms that you can't hear her if she's crying. As sad as that is, as much as that breaks my heart, that's the only way I'm going to be able to focus. So I can't have the baby monitor in there with me, nothing. I just have to pay attention. And if I come out and she's like screaming bloody murder, I'm going to be so sad. So this has been really stressful for me. I was up last night thinking about it, and then, again today, because it's like I usually would have my mom here to help. I usually could, but these like back-to-back hour-long interviews, like I'm running out of coverage. So, because my mom helped with the very first interview, and then Sharon, her friend, helped yesterday, and now I'm on my own. So so it's like I was really nervous about it last night, and I was really nervous about it again this morning. Perry kept saying, it's like, you're going to do great. If it's meant to be, you'll get it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the interview. I'm worried about Addie. I'm worried about she's going to scream her head off and think I've abandoned her and like think I don't love her and like, oh my God. I hope it's all going to be okay. I just can't wait for this to be over and I can just give her a lot of snuggles, because this is not like a heavy meeting position. So I'll have to get through a couple of meetings, but like, I don't think I'll very often have situations like this. And there is a point where it's like, no, I have to figure out how to do this, because I will have days where I have meetings and I don't have coverage and I have to figure something out. So this is what we're doing for now. Yeah. So she's rolling around on the floor. She's doing really good for the fact that she's like ready for bed. Like her wake window's like up right now. So she's doing really good for that fact. But I'm stressed and I'm ready for this to be over, and I'm ready to just have a job. I really am hoping I get this job. This would be a really good position. I always feel like, especially after an hour-long interview, I got an hour's worth of information and met 4 different people within the company, and feel like I have a good enough understanding of the job to be like, yeah, I want this job. But there's more to go. I wish they would just hire me, but whatever. So like, okay, let's get this fucking job and be done with this. Am I right? Except I am going to miss, if I do get this job, I'm going to miss having free time with Addie, no job, no meetings, nothing to worry about, just time with my girl. So, and stitching. That'll be sad. Like, instead of nap times being spent stitching, nap times will be spent working. So, but I am excited to have money. And Perry, there are things we've been waiting on because I don't have a job, that it's like money is tighter. Unemployment doesn't cover very much, so money is tighter. And so like Perry would love to, all of our vehicles are paid off, but Perry has a Jeep that is just not doing what he wants it to do, what he needs it to do. It's an old car, and so he wants to sell that and get a pickup truck. But he could do it right now, but he's nervous because I don't have a job. And so he's waiting until I have a job to go ahead and buy one, to go ahead and go through with it. And so it's like, if I have a job, he can go get his truck. We can finally talk about taking that vacation we've been talking about, because we haven't done it because I haven't had a job. I can start saving for us to get land and like all that good stuff. So, yeah, because I don't have any payments. I don't have a car payment. The only like debt we have is our house. And so all of my money goes into like investments. All of my extra money is investment accounts and savings and whatever. So I'm hoping I can save up enough for a down payment on some land would be the dream. So I need a job to do all of that. So anyway, I'll show you the little bit of stitching that I did yesterday, because I did get to do some, not really after the interview, a little bit after the interview. Muffin! Here, what do you think about that? Oh yeah, that's fun, isn't it? Oh, my baby. So I finished this second row here. You can start to see it sort of come together, her body and her cape. And then I started on this third row down here. Poor baby. I'm going to get off of here so I can help her. This is going really good. Yeah. I'm really enjoying it. 10 out of 10, good time. I think it's coming together really good. There is that really light blue color that I'm afraid of with this fabric is right there. It, of course, looks fine surrounded around all the other colors, but I'm definitely a little nervous for how it's going to look on its own. But frankly, there's so little of it that's out on its own that I don't think it should be a problem. And I still haven't framed this. I'll get there. I've just been like so... There's just been stuff to do, and in my free time, I'd rather be stitching than framing. So, but I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to have this done for the start of this week's vlog, and I'm going to whatever. And now it's Thursday, and I still don't have it done. And I still haven't hung up this. Like, I need to... This would take 2 seconds. I just need to hang it up. I just need to get a push pin and hang it up. Maybe I'll just do that right now after the video, because Jesus Christ. So, anyway, going to end that here. I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Hopefully no flipping fracking interviews tomorrow. Jesus Christ. Like, let's just have a day where I don't have to do anything. Would be great, because I've been stressed. Yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow and let you know how this interview goes. Good morning. It is Friday, May 15th. It is 9 a.m. I have a little guest with me on the floor. Addie girl. So, if you hear her, that's why. Yeah, so, job interview yesterday. It went really good. Addie slept through the whole thing. I was like, oh my fucking God. I got her down to bed right at like, wait, hold on, what is that? Okay, never mind. I got an email that I thought might be important, but it wasn't. It was days ago. Anywho, I got her down for a nap at like 10:15. My interview was at 10:30. So she went to sleep at like 10:15. I went and set myself up, and I had the baby monitor next to me, but I didn't have the screen on. I didn't have the volume up, nothing. Halfway through the interview, they switched people, and so I had a couple of seconds, and I checked on the baby monitor, and she was still sleeping, and I was like, fuck yeah. And then after she not only slept through the interview, she slept like an hour and a half after the interview. I was like, my fucking girl, thank you. Like, just, oh my God, it just, after I got off the phone, I was just like relieved. Yeah, she slept for 3 hours, which she hasn't done in a long time. So I was very happy about that. I think she's starting to feel better is part of it. She's been sick. And now she's eating better, sleeping better, overall sounding like she's feeling better. She has started to inchworm, where she's not crawling yet, but she can inchworm across the floor, which is just friggin' crazy. So yeah, that's what she's doing, inchworming across my office floor. Yeah, so interview was an hour long. I met with 3 more people. So I've met the director. There's 3 departments in the company. I've met the director of every department, and then multiple people within each department. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe. And it went really good. Like, everything about the job seems really good. I got along with everybody. It was all very chill. I liked everything I heard. They seemed like they like everything they heard about me. What, baby? Where we going? And so I was like, okay. So I was like, maybe the next step is meeting with the CEO. Maybe the next step is talking about an offer letter. Like, I don't know. But they said at the end of it, well, so the HR lady is out for the rest of the day for a funeral. And I don't know if I don't think she's going to be back. So you'll hear from her tomorrow, which was today. I got an email from her this morning that said that they are making their final decisions and that they will come to a decision next week and let me know sometime next week. Like, what? Do you need to be repositioned? Hang tight.
What are we doing? Come here. Wee.
She's tangling herself up in the wires down there, so we got to reposition the baby. There we go. Now she can play with the paper in the trash can. Her favorite. So now I'm like, okay, we're at the final stages then. So we just wait. They said final decisions. So I assume what comes after this is talk about an offer letter. Oh my God. Everybody cross all of your fingers and toes and everything that you can, because oh my good God. Please don't let me get to the last round of interviews and not get the job again. Like, and this seems like a really good job. So I'm just like, let's just. Yeah. So if you pray for me. If you cross your fingers. Everybody cross your fingers. Oh my fucking God, I can't. So sometime next week, that's the best I got. Until then, just enjoy the time that I have with Addie and not working, and just, if it's meant to be, it'll be. Easier said than done. I'm not a very patient person when it comes to stuff like that. I want to know. So just practicing being patient. Yeah, so that's the update on that. I'm just going to be like ferociously checking my email all next week because I can't. Yeah, so that's that. I keep meaning to talk about all week the books I'm reading. I keep forgetting to talk about it because I've just been so I've been reading the same book all week. I'm reading The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. It's a long book, 15-hour audiobook, and it's definitely a slow burn kind of thing. And so it's just been taking me time to get through it because when a book is a slow burn, it takes me longer to read it. But I am now, after this whole week, I am 70% of the way through. Fucking 10 hours in, and it's really good. Like, the entire book has been good, but it's been a lot of, backstory and scene whatever, and like little nuances of their lives and all that good stuff. And then at about the 9-hour mark, shit picks up. So now I'm in the depths of shit picks up. And I swear to God, if this story ends as heartbreakingly as I'm afraid it's going to, I'm going to fucking lose it. I'm going to lose it. Really, really good. As good as everybody says it is. So as long as the ending doesn't make me cry. I mean, even if it does, it's still really good. It's about so I guess a family. It's told from the perspective of the 13-year-old daughter. And then there's a mom and a dad. The dad, it's based in like 1970s. And the dad was drafted to the Vietnam War and was a prisoner of war. His plane got shut down and he got taken prisoner. And I think he was a prisoner for like 6 years or something horrible like that. And came back just a different man. And they end up inheriting a plot of land in Alaska. and they decide to move to Alaska and homestead and live off the land and all that good stuff. And which of course is fascinating to me because I love the idea of that. It's a little more rugged than I would do, but I like the idea of it. And it basically just follows through their life, and then things get dangerous with him and his flashbacks and all that good stuff. So it goes through that. Yeah, really good. All told from the perspective of the daughter. So really good book. Highly recommend if you like stuff like that. It's not a thriller. It's not a romance. There's some romantic elements, but like no, it's just like literature. It's just fiction. Really good. So I'll finish that. I might even finish it today, depending on how gangbusters I go on it. And then I'm like, okay, I need something like snappy after this. Like really good, but I need something snappier. So I think I have a Frida McFadden book that's on my hold list that's ready, pretty much. I ended up suspending the hold because I didn't know when I was going to finish this book, and now that I'm thinking I'm going to finish it here pretty soon, I went ahead and unsuspended the hold. I think I'm going to read Never Lie by Frida McFadden. Heard really good things about it, and all of Frida McFadden's books are like snappy, you know what I mean? So I think that's what I'm going to do next, but really enjoy. And the audiobook of The Great Alone is really good. If you like audiobooks, the narrator does a beautiful job. So listen to that, read that book. Read that book. It's really good. I think I'm going to tell my mom to read it because I think she'll really like it. Oh good, Addie's playing with the choking hazard. She literally has a plastic bag. Got to keep an eye on her. So that's that. That's what I'm going to be doing today, is listening to the rest of that book. I have about 4 or 5 hours left, I think. So I might be able to finish it today. That's what I'm going to do. Because Addie slept so much, so she slept for an hour and a half after the interview, and then she like happily played for 2 hours and then went back to sleep and slept another 2 hours. I got a lot of stitching time in, which was really good. So so trying to remember where I was yesterday. I'm pretty sure I finished the second row, started the third row, I think, and then finishing up the third row right here. So, isn't it coming along swimmingly? I think it looks really good. Don't cough on me. It's okay. She's still kind of sickly. But I think it's coming along frickin' swimmingly, don't you? I love it. Very good. Love, love, love. Having a lot of fun doing that, but I did get to points yesterday where I was just like, okay, I need a break. I need to do something else. So I did, let's flip you a little bit. I did hang up Ye Honk Saloon. That's right there. So I did that. We'll leave you there so you can look at it. That's really good. And then I did end up framing this. I've had the frame sitting here for so long, and I finally framed it. The glare makes it so difficult. There, that's a little better. This is my own pattern, floral cowgirl boots. It is available on my Etsy shop, link down below if you would like to stitch it yourself. I love how this turned out. This is a 7x9 frame. I think this fits in here perfectly. I almost did like an 8x10 or a, whatever, but I think this worked out perfect. Yeah, so that's going to go on the wall now after. Maybe I'll do it. I'm trying to think. I don't even know. I'll either do it like, here, let's show you the wall. I can't decide. I feel like I'm either going to do it like down here by the here, or maybe like up here, or maybe like I can't, I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I'm having a hard time. But that's getting hung up today because look at her. So then I started, what? What's the frustration? What is all that frustration about? You want something to play with? You need to be factory reset? Here we go. Bloop. Reset, and then Something for her to play with. What do you think about that? Yeah. So I also started working on another cross stitch pattern, my own. I think I'm doing like a cute little like chicken coop thing. Fun, right? So worked on that a little bit yesterday when I needed a stitching break. But yeah, isn't it turning out so good? So I'm gonna work on more of that today. And then we're actually gonna go meet Perry for lunch on his lunch break, which is gonna be good. I don't think we have any plans for this weekend, so that'll be nice. Yeah, I think that's about it. Just patiently waiting for this job. Just pray for me. I don't want a job, but I also want a job. You know what I mean? So that it's very confusing sitting here like I would happily not have a job, but also like I want this job. It's very confusing. So I emailed the lady back and I said, thank you so much for the update. I'm really excited about this role and I really look forward to hearing from you next week. And Mom's like, I wonder if you should reach out to some of the people you talk to on LinkedIn and say how much you appreciate their time. And where I'm like, maybe. I don't want to seem like overbearing and crazy though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I always go back and forth of if that would be appreciated or if that's too much. Because I have all their email addresses like I could, but... And maybe I do. Maybe I just send out a mass email to everybody I met with saying like, thank you so much. You guys were all so amazing. I had such a great time meeting all of you. I'm really looking forward to hopefully being able to be a part of this fantastic team. And again, thank you so much for your consideration. Just like, I might do that. Anywho, I think that's about it for this vlog. I'll update you as I hear things next week. You'll see me in my stitching and whatever else is going on. So I hope you guys had a great week. I'm going to go ahead and get this video processed and up and maybe send out that email and then get back to stitching. I hope you guys had a great week and you have a really good weekend and you got a lot of crafting done, and Addie's saying goodbye as well. Yeah, say goodbye to the people. You want to up close hear it? Here you go. Say goodbye to the people. No? Yeah. Say goodbye to the people. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.